There are many weird maps for Team Fortress 2. Sometimes I want to cover a map, but the video would be so brief I put it off. Unfortunately, the current YouTube landscape probably wants any video under 8 minutes to be a short rather than a normal video. So this video is for those rather shorter, smaller weird maps that might not be able to get a full video on their own. This is Assorted Map Strangeness Volume 2. First off is Ritalin. Ritalin was a map I found out about while researching Volcano. Itself probably should have been part of this video. Both maps are made by Dr. Spud, who you might know better as the creator of Landfall and Harp. I saw reference to it on the download page for Volcano, and initially thought it was a joke, but nope, it was a real map. It took a while to find a download link for it, however. Fortunately, I got one from Snapchipper's TF2 custom map archive project. The moment you walk out of spawn, you see the most incredible sight. Finally, the 124 HP scout can be satisfied. I don't think you'll ever need a medic again on this map. It has an interesting control point set up. Both teams have 1 point to protect while trying to capture the other teams. It would be interesting to see this map in motion. Next we have The Floor is Lava, a control points map set in a melty warehouse, created for the 2016 TF2 Maps April Fool's Day. This map was made by Oatmeal. I don't know how active they are online anymore, and couldn't get in touch with them. On its Steam page it's quoted as being optimized for competitive platforming in a magma-based environment. From red spawn we have to jump from prop to prop to get around or face a fiery death. The second point appears to be some kind of brewery, and this path loops back to the first. I was a bit disappointed you couldn't set yourself on fire in the lava taps. Now let's check out the middle point. It's somewhat condensed, with these square containers around the place, acting as both cover and land. Blue side is a mirror of red side. And here's a quick look from blue side, with a poster referencing the map Lazy Town. This roller door is the forward spawn for when more points are capped, as you can see when I no-clip in. As far as I'm aware, this is all there is to this map, so let's look at the next one. This is Pont MC22, a TF2 map constructed without using any brushes by, well, Pont. For those not in the know, a brush is what the walls, floors, and ceilings in a Source Engine map are made out of, It's a somewhat older method of making a game level. That means levels in TF2 must be inside a box of brushes to function. Yes, even the sky is just part of the box. Pont MC22 was made as part of a TF2 Maps mini contest to use as few brushes as possible. There were some quite creative entries into this, but Pont's entry takes the cake, using 0 brushes, including no brushes used for the skybox. Instead of a skybox, this map uses a function in the Hammer map editor called the Cordon tool, normally used to seal off an area of a map for testing, being used in this case for the sky itself. Combining this with a custom skybox made by Maybe Squishy that had some light maps to stop the lighting calculator called VRAD from freaking out and refusing to run. As a result, there is some weirdness going on with the sky and lighting. Without any world geometry, VRAD can't bounce light around properly, resulting in this map's unique appearance. It has such a dreamlike quality with its floating props, train dragon, and surprisingly playable layout. It reminds me of the work of Raxo and their equally as dreamlike videos. The word Lamperide is spelt out as Pont tried to make the longest word possible using the Mercenary Park signs. However, they made a typo so the M is made out of an N and an I. Without any moving brushes, the doors use physics constraints to open. Assorted bits float around in the air. Once again, this map is made out of props rather than brushes. Since this is arena, the goal is to kill the other team. But since a control point would require brushes, instead the second way to win is an intel that can be held until the time runs out. I love this tunnel. For a map only made using props, this is some seriously impressive architecture. Overall, a very impressive map, visually and technically. Now what could be the opposite end of things? This is Arena Cow by 99X, and it is exactly what it says on the tin. Cow Arena. Lots of cows. Made around August 2008, it may have been one of the first custom arena community maps made for TF2. Couldn't find anything about its creator. You can rocket jump over them if you must. And there's not much more to talk about on this one, so let's look at another cow themed map. Inspired by Arena Cow was King of the Hill Cow by Ayeg. There's a bit more going on here. The spawn rooms are covered by mesh doors. There is a one-way water tunnel that will take you to a field of cows. Some with Jesus powers. A train travels along a rail that goes through where the point is. And on one side of the map is a death pit. I did try landing on some of the props in the pit, but they appear to be covered. I think I have this map all wrapped up now, so let's move on to the next. Let's now look at Turbine. This was going to be one of the maps I looked at for the When the Maps Got Long video. I remember seeing this one a lot during the Wacky Map Edit fad, but decided to leave it out as it was more of a subset of map edits of the time. Also, it wasn't long. This map was made by Emmy, the creator of Hightower. I didn't have time to contact them, but I did see they left a comment on the long map video. Like me, they felt a bit bad getting all the attention for a map edit, while real maps were getting drowned out. Let's take a look. Spawn is almost identical to Turbine aside from a side path. Let's check the intel. I think I see where this is going. A quite seamless merge into 2 Fort's intel room. Let's check the mid. Actually, I want to see where the side path from the spawn goes to. Not quite 2 Fort, not quite Turbine. I don't think these turbines down here are any good. Now that I think about it, I didn't see how the sewers connected up. That's actually a pretty clever setup. Now let's check red side. It's pretty much a mirror of blue.
We have taken the enemy intelligence.
Before we cap, let's take a tour of the vents. They lead us to the balcony.
We have
Next we have another Emmy map, and another entry into the wacky map edit list. Rolled up Viaduct is exactly what you think it will be. Rolled up Viaduct. A very vertical take on the map. The spawn rooms appear to be smashed together. To reach the point, we need to descend down to the ground in a series of leg-shattering steps. I imagine with a more mobile class, you could probably make your way back to spawn, but I ended up having to cheat and no-clip to get back to the top. Sometimes it's not 100% clear where you can and cannot go. Overall, an interesting map concept, but maybe not the most playable compared to Turbine. Now let's take a look at a classic weird map by Fubar. This is a payload race map with an interesting twist. It's a tug-of-war. Red and blue can both push the cart, and the cart is the aforementioned Dogbread. The Dogbread came from a Serpad with the idea being, you eat what you touch. A model maker called Rexy made a Dogbread asset pack with a bunch of variations. Fubar later made this map for a few reasons. To make a farm theme map as they felt the theme needed more love, they wanted to make a tug-of-war map as PL Waste was the only one at the time, and they wanted to explore asymmetric detailing on a small scale. This map was an experiment and not meant to be taken seriously. Meme maps weren't very common yet, with Fubar mentioning Whale Race and Volcano as examples from beforehand. I like the cow barn in each team's spawn. Outside shows quite a compact play area. You can also jump across the beams in the roof of the spawn. Time to push the cart. It's quite a short trek, but I imagine on a full server this will be more interesting. You probably wouldn't want a long track for a tug of war. When the cart reaches the end of the map, a giant Dogbread appears and starts blasting lasers out of its eyes.
Victory.
So, now it's been mentioned, let's check out Whale Race. This is a payload map made by Darbeat's project. They are not active online anymore as far as I can tell. This map is quite buggy from my understanding, which is why you don't see it getting played very often, if at all. I think blues will automatically rush to the end of the second stage or something similar during multiplayer. Seems to work fine in single player though. The first stage gives us two exits to choose from. Both take you to a watery warehouse. Ah, look, some mini whales. Wait, whales are mammals, how do they breathe? And of course, here are the whales. A pretty good 3D model for a simple map. They squirt water and move quite slowly. I mean, the map is short and they are whales. At the end of stage 1, the whale jumps for it, and on to stage 2. Stage 2 takes us outside, but let's explore the base first. They are connected with some color-coded vents. Alright, we had a good look around, now let's cap. Unfortunately, the audio is garbled at the end, but for your ears' sake, I have removed it. It plays the Ecstasy of Gold from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It likely would have been copyright struck anyway.
Victory.
Also notice the whale has a signature on it, but it's too blurry to read properly. I wasn't able to contact the Beats project, so I don't know much else about this map. Oh, that spectator cam makes me queasy. Windmill Trainsaw is a map I mentioned in the video for Trainsaw Laser, as it was one of the inspirations for it. But I didn't really have a good look at it, as I couldn't find a proper download for it. Once again, thanks to Snapchipper's TF2 Custom Map Archive project, I found a copy to look at in more detail. This map was made by Freya, who you might know from maps like Mossrock and Sujin. According to them, it took under 12 hours to make. Walking out of spawn, we can see the aforementioned Windmill Trainsaw. We also have a non-trainsawed windmill. There are a few paths that lead to the point, one along a cliff and another through a building. There is also a kill counter around the middle. You might recognise this counter entity as it was used in quite a few maps back in the day. The blue side is mirrored with red. Let's cap the point and finish the round. When the round is won, the windmill speeds up and flies off between the two spawns.
Victory.
And then explodes. Oh god, what is this? Someone really thought, let's combine Dogbread and Windmill Trainsaw. Wow. Couldn't really find the creator of this one. And yes, the windmill still flies off at the end. This spectator cam's making me feel ill. Let's move on to the next map, please. Next, let's look at Traingrid. This map was made by a Boojum Snark. I did ask him for any interesting facts or stories about this map, but because it was from so long ago, they couldn't really remember much. In their own words, they were just making simple things in a complex manner. Back when I made Longwell, this map was brought up a lot as a comparison. I mean, it makes sense, both maps have oodles of trains, but the train grid is much more organized. We are welcomed with a custom message displaying some of the train movement patterns. I was playing with some bots earlier, so they're here as well. Like Windmill Trainsaw, there is a kill counter in the spawn. And here is the train grid. I do like the warning arrows for when the trains go past. The no build area actually extends to the tile around the point and not just on the line. Now it's time to cap the point. As you can see, it's also on a track that is moving around.
Victory.
To finish this video, let's look at a more humorous alternative to Traingrid called Foolsgrid, also made by a Boojum Snark. At first it looks the same as Traingrid. It has medieval mode enabled, which threw me off at first as I used the third person mode.
Gesundheit!
Let's cap and see what happens.
We have captured the control point.
Oh, here we go. Hey, you guys remember Nyan Cat? Oh look, it's Dogbread again. I think that's the reoccurring theme for the video. Dogbread. Look at him go. Jumping through the rainbow trails will set you ablaze. Abujam Snark pulled a pretty neat trick by placing the original map over the top of the new one, and making it disappear when the time was right.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
And of course, we get the train crash.
Victory.
And I think that's it for this video. We saw windmills, roll-ups, and Dogbreads. There will be more maps to look at for later. There were a few I had to drop due to time constraints, and waiting for further research. I've included as many downloads for the featured maps as I can, and will update any missing map files I couldn't find as soon as I could. A big thanks to all the map makers who did get back to me, and I hope you liked the video, because it's over now. Bye. I remember seeing this one a lot during the Wappy